Good morning. Today is January 2nd, 2023. 2023, that doesn't even seem real to me. I mean, honestly, I'm coming to you from home, from my house in Kansas City, and I'm at the tail end of a flu. Not a lot of fun. So I've been laid up the past couple of days. Yes, New Year's Eve spent in bed, except at midnight. I woke up, opened the door to let the old year out and the new year in. Couldn't hurt, right? But other than that, was flat out sick with the flu. So still recovering. But I thought I would come to you with a card reading for the new year. Now, I typically don't do New Year predictions, but my team told me I needed to do this. So, I just do what they tell me to do, pretty much. So, what I did here, and I'll see if I can figure out how to put a photo of this spread in the comments, because I have 8 card decks. Well, I have more than that, but I have 8 that I typically use for readings. And these 8 card decks are very different. I've got literary oracle, I've got crystal angels, I've got ascended masters, work your light, life purpose, past life. I mean, all kinds of different things, different topics. And I let spirit guide and select each card for each month. So I broke this out by month, and I had them select specific card decks and specific cards for each month. So you'll see a variety of decks and a variety of artwork and messages. So we'll just see how this goes, okay? And I decided not to bore you with the selection process. I decided to do the selection process before I even started this video. So I will try to figure out how to put a picture of the spread in the comments somewhere, so that you can see what the spread looks like. So I've already taken a photo of this because it's pretty eclectic looking. All right, well, let's see how it goes. First up is January 2023. We're already in it, 2 days in, can't believe it. So January, this comes from the Work Your Light. Is it? Yeah, Work Your Light Oracle cards. And what do we have here? This is perfect. The initiation. Rite of passage, crossing the threshold. All right, tuning into them and their message with this, that yes, a new era, a dawn of a new beginning is at hand, friends. Things are going to shift dramatically in 2023. That they're asking everyone to please be ready, because there are going to be major shifts in different areas of life. In fact, they're instructing me on how to set up another video, which I think I will also post as well, in topics, different topics. So stay tuned for that. So the initiation, crossing the threshold, a rite of passage. Anything else for January specifically? Things are heating up in Ukraine while temperatures are going down, that there's going to be more humanitarian crises in Ukraine related to power outages and lack of heat and food. Lack of water is also going to be a theme for Ukraine at this time. It's a test of the world's mettle, METTLE. How much are we willing to support Ukraine and just say, no, you cannot invade sovereign countries just because you want to? How much are we going to be able to stand up to this peacefully? This is the true test of our mettle, is how to do this peacefully and how to bring peace to Ukraine in a non-warlike type of way, because that's really not what we're supposed to be doing here. And yes, it does make it take a little bit longer, but there's going to be a shift this month in how people see it. And it's like, wait a minute, this is not okay. We've been saying this for a long time, but it's like, this is really not okay. So January, this is the start of something where we start coming together more. Not a bad thing. February. What was I just saying? You can't make this up. This comes from the Ascended Masters deck. I know that's Archangel Michael. Isn't that weird? But the Ascended Masters deck. Peace offering, white buffalo calf woman. Oh my God. So 2023, I'm feeling is going to be a shift toward everyone feeling more peaceful, shift toward everyone feeling more comfortable in their own skin and less adversarial. You know, I've been listening to the most recent Best of Coast to Coast AM George Norrie podcast talking about astrological events for 2023, and it did signal people just setting their differences aside and coming together. So I do feel like we all just say, wait, whoa, let's scale back. Let's tamp down the rhetoric because it's not helpful at all. It's like, yes, we have points we need to get across, but the way we've been doing it is not working, people. It's not working. Peace offering. So on a personal level, where can you make peace offerings? I know that there are some places where I can bring more peace into relationships. So I'm going to be working on that. So peace offering. Is there anything there? The royal family is coming up. What is it about the royal family? There's going to be some big shifts in the royal family. Just the royals in general. There's going to be some talk about peace coming. And there's going to be some shifts in the way that they're talking about the family, in the way that the family is interacting with people. So I believe this is coming up in February. Why is this significant to anybody else except those in the UK? Well, these are figureheads. And so many people look up to them and respect them and admire them. And I know there's many who don't too, but they just kind of a barometer of how things are going. And there's going to be some changes and some shifts in how they govern, how they rule, how they interact in the world. I feel like some things are going to be coming to light that need to come to light. I don't know if you've been watching The Crown, but there's some pretty seismic things coming up in that show that I think there's going to be more, I mean, not disclosure necessarily, but confirmation. It's like, yes, I know this is common knowledge, but we're just affirming this. Was it right? No, it wasn't. We just want to set everything out in the open. So I feel like that's coming up in the royal family in that side. Okay, peace off goes along with peace offerings, but in general, we just say, okay, you know what? This is not working out anymore for us. Let's think of a different way to do things. About time, don't you think? All right, March. And this comes from, oh, what deck is that? Oh, Angel Therapy, the Angel Therapy deck. Love this. Isn't that nice with the hands beaming energy? Oh, March. This is March. Law of attraction. Relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. Yeah, that can be true too. But that things really start to come together, things that you've been wanting to bring into your sphere, things you've been wanting to manifest, that the cosmos is opening up more so to bring this to you, which is funny. Again, I've been just listening to George Norrie this morning on a podcast, and I set these out completely blind, but it's so funny because they're lining up with what I was hearing in this astrology reading for 2023 on George Norrie, that March signals in a very open month for manifestation, for law of attraction. You know, and if things are going on where relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing, that's great. But just know that this this new way of feeling and interacting brings greater peace, right? And that greatly affects your manifestation abilities, greatly, because you're not struggling and fighting against, right? So March seems like an opening of some avenues. And this was borne out astrologically too. Like I said, January, February, March, April. This is April. This comes from the Literary Oracle deck. Interesting. White dress. Celebration. Celebration. This is what's coming to mind. A celebration. The celebration is many, many things. There's a big shift in the war in Ukraine. Celebration. I feel like something's going to open up in banking. Maybe, I don't know, interest rates go down again, or I don't know, something coming up in banking that is causing people to be happy and to celebrate. White dress. This doesn't necessarily look like a wedding dress, but it could be. White dress. But just the word celebration keeps coming to mind. Joy, happiness, openness. People's hearts are opening, and this is a good thing. That I feel like there's something very positive coming for most of the world in April, that I think we might even just be feeling this lightness coming from the things that are shifting astrologically. Oh, and here comes my cat, Casey. Hello, baby. Okay, interesting. May. And this comes from Crystal Angels, the Crystal Angels deck. Doreen Virtue, love her. I know, I love her. So May, let yourself feel all of your emotions. Your entire rainbow spectrum of feelings is sending you important messages and guidance. So feeling all your feelings. I do feel like there's going to be a death coming in May that could cause many people to feel the end of an era is what comes to mind. God, I hate to say, but somebody like William Shatner, right? Somebody like who influenced a bunch of people who people think is emblematic of an age, kind of like Betty White when she passed I think it was last year when she passed. I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comments. But that we need to realize that, yeah, there is, in a way, death of an era. Olivia Newton-John comes to mind too. She passed this last year in 2022. But something like that, someone like that, it's like, wow, the last of such and such, the last of a major show, or last of an era, or something like that. Someone who would mark the passage of an era. That I feel like this is coming up. So we all need to just take a collective breath in May, and a collective, I don't know, coming together of our emotions, understanding that, okay, that is a rite of passage, that we need to turn ourselves collectively in a new direction. Let yourself feel all of your emotions, that there's going to be something really emotional coming up. Okay, and then we've got June, and this comes from Work Your Light Magic, the Oracle cards. Ooh, June, Akasha, like the Akashic Records. In QHHT, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, which is one of the things that I do in my practice, I've had many people go to the Akashic Records, the big hall of records, and they generally describe it as something like this: stairwells, lots of light, arched windows, but also stacks and stacks of books and records and card catalogs and things like that. But generally describe it as something like this. It says your guidance is divinely guided. June 2023. What else are they wanting to let me know? And of course, the deal that I worked with Spirit is like, I don't want to know cataclysmic earthquakes. I don't want to know major tsunamis that are going to kill a lot of people. Are these things important? Absolutely. but there's nothing we can do to change these necessarily. So the deal that I asked for is tell me things that are going to be helpful for us, things that we can do something about, things that give us some measure of positivity. And so for June, so on a personal level, for individuals, many people are going to find their right path, their right way. But ways open up, avenues open up. And so I'm asking, like, that's wonderful, wonderful, but on a global scale. Okay, I'm very US centric because, of course, I'm based in the United States, if you can't tell by my accent. But that the US finally finds its divine path, its way forward. So I'm asking more about this. So when we, astrologically speaking, when we do a chart for the United States, we use the date July 4th, 1776 as the natal chart, the solar return, the natal chart. And I feel like there's something opening up over the skies that is going to be important for us here in the United States that sets us on the right path. I feel it comes back to this piece that I feel like we're going to finally put to rest that there was, that the president is the rightful president. We're going to finally settle this once and for all, that yes, there were no problems with the 2020 election, that everything is as it should, that the one who did not prevail, the one who prevailed actually prevailed. We're going to finally just go, okay, all right, we got to just go forward from here. And I feel like we get some measure of closure in June. That seems like a long time, right? A really, really long time. Why do we have to wait so long? But they're telling me that we needed to have some things aligned, in alignment. Because as you know, astrologically speaking, and of course I know about this much of astrology, just enough to make me dangerous, that there are certain atmospheres and skies that are more conducive to strife, to misunderstandings, to violence. But it seems like June 2023, it seems open to opening hearts, taking this peace, taking this manifestation, stepping into it, and stepping into our next chapter of the United States. I feel like there's going to be some bipartisan strides in voting techniques, that we're going to do away with some of the machines, actually do them differently so that there's more checks and balances that you can actually see. So maybe you vote on a machine, it prints out something that has your actual selections on it. You review those selections. Is that right? Yes. Put it in something to count it. And that way you've got something to count if there's a recount. If it's not correct, then turn it into an election judge, destroy it, and then go for it again. I feel like there's going to be some more protocols in voting come around in June. Does that have to do with gerrymandering too? They're like, one step at a time, boo. One step at a time. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Yes, there need to be some strides made in voting rights and making sure that everybody gets a chance to vote, but there's going to be some strides in how we do that and to get more trust in the system. All right, baby steps. All right, so what are we? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. July, this is angel therapy. Love this deck. July, Archangel Michael. Love that guy. I love that guy. You're working very closely with this powerful archangel who's protecting and guiding you through this situation. Okay, well, I feel like Archangel Michael's going to be stepping in, just making sure everybody's cool with these new implementations in voting systems and just protecting everything and everybody, making sure that there's not going to be any problems. Okay, Archangel Michael. Okay, Archangel Michael, I feel like, what's funny is in this entire spread, the Archangel deck did not come up. This Archangel deck did not come up at all. And That's really weird. But it's funny. He comes up in angel therapy. Anyway, Archangel Michael. What else is going on? Ooh, okay. So there's some things coming up in Iran. I know it's been heating up for a long time. The situation with the women in Iran protesting, being punished, being denied rights, et cetera, et cetera. It's a long time coming. But again, we've got to wait for these skies and these energies to line up correctly. And I believe there's going to be some big strides there with Archangel Michael and the principalities protecting people in that area. It's going to be spilling out over that region into other places, both where Iranian people live and work, but also different countries that are practicing some restrictive measures against women. So I feel like that's going to be opening up with Michael's protection. And, it's kind of interesting that Bridget or Artemis or, some of these other ascended masters that are feminine deities are not coming up, that it's Michael, who's very masculine, who's coming up to protect the situation. But you know what? It needs to be from the men. Yeah, the women can make their voices heard and show protests, but unless men change their hearts, it's not going to happen. So I guess that does make sense, doesn't it? So that's coming up for July, I feel. And of course, this is just for fun only, right? This is just for entertainment purposes. We'll see. And this is August, and this is Ascended Masters, again, with Archangel Michael on the back. Isn't that funny? Oh my God. Oh my God. August, positive change, Parvati. So I feel like all of this struggle in July leads to positive change. We need that. Yes. The stuff coming up in June too, right? That we step into our divinely guided path. It brings about positive change. Not a moment too soon. 2023 could actually be pretty cool, y'all. Parvati, beautiful, positive change. So let's see what other positive changes are that, well, they're like, look at all of the systems we've talked about already. Royal family, voting systems, celebrations, Ukraine, Iran, and how women are treated there. All of these things come forward to positive change. We've been through a really hard time, you guys. Really tough time from 2020 until now. So many changes and so much upheaval. It's about time we get something positive, don't you think? We've been going through so much that it's, we need to have positive change to know that all of this trouble has been worth it on the bigger scale, the grander scale. So to get to that positive change, we need to know that we are divinely guided and protected. We are protected. And yes, divinely guided through COVID, everything, divinely guided. And it's all truly in how we see things. Somebody posted recently on Facebook that the way you see things colors everything you see. And this is so true. So we can choose how we want to see things. Do we want to see things as this is being done to us and we're being restricted and caged in, or do we want to see this as liberating us? This is actually giving us freedoms in other areas that we don't have. Is this anyway, we just choose to see how we see things, and you can choose that. All right, so June, July, August, September. And this is from the past life deck, past lives. Let's see what we've got. Vows. Interesting. Vows for September. Okay, July, August, September. Yeah, for September. All right. So what they're telling me is that so a lot is going to be coming undone to be built back up in 2023. That's the long and the short of it. So many promises that have been made, banking system, oil and gas, healthcare system, government, many types of systems. There's going to be a renewal of vows. Let's put it that way. Because it's like they're saying, okay, we need to renew our contract with you. And, we, the people, have a say in that. How our end of the bargain raises up. What do we want in a renewal of vows and a renewal of contracts? So I feel like we have a lot more say. This is September. It's not even November yet, you guys. So September, I think there's a movement toward we get more say. I feel like there's a movement toward we get to call things rather than have them called for us. That there is a renewal going on in many ways. Maybe that's social media. Maybe there's some new things coming up in social media is kind of like a social contract. In fact, that really feels much like what's going on, is that it's a renewed way of interacting with each other, that we need to look at these ways that businesses are dealing with us and we're dealing with them. It's not entirely clear. I just keep hearing renewal of vows, renewal of vows, renewal of vows. So kind of like a new deal or new contract with America or something like that. But it's, I don't know. We'll see about that. Just the ways that we had been dealing with these major entities and they had been dealing with us, there's a reset, there's a renewal of that, but it feels positive. All right, July, August, September. This is October. This comes from Life Purpose, the Life Purpose deck. Beautiful cards. Builder. July, August, September, October. Yes, October. Builder, your innate ability to build and create brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. All right, I feel like things kind of not breaking down, but things just kind of renewing so that they can be rebuilt. And that's my cat bothering my computer. So that things can be rebuilt. Oh, there's going to be some big strides in infrastructure coming in with this building as well. Kind of like a new deal or a new contract with America. Roads, bridges, ports, airports, major push to rebuild and bring things more up to date and more equality. So things like Wi-Fi in rural areas and roadways and interconnectivity to places that did not have that before. So more of a reach in infrastructure to make things more equitable and to bring more not healthcare. Interesting. We still need to work on that, bringing better healthcare to rural areas. But other than that, water infrastructure, power infrastructure, internet infrastructure, roads, bridges, just infrastructure in general. It's going to be a major push. October. Okay, then November. What do we have here? This is Ascended Masters. Come out of the closet. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. Amaterasu. Come out of the closet. Many things are going to be coming to light. Coming out of the closet means being who you really are, showing your true colors. I think there's going to be some revelations in November, things coming out to the light. But they need to come out to the light. I think there's going to be some things that come out ahead of the elections, because there's always going to be elections in November, as there are throughout the year, but more local type of things. Things are going to be coming out. Ooh, yeah. Things are going to be coming out in the Senate as well here in the United States. Things coming out. I don't know, maybe there's more revelations against that Santos guy. Maybe there's revelations about somebody in the Senate, that things are going to come out. and it's going to make some strides in social justice, which makes my little heart happy. So some things coming to light, things being shown to be for their truth and honesty, something coming out, right? Not a bad thing. And then finally, we have December, and this is from the Work Your Light deck. Longing for home, belonging, the original light workers. So for December, very interesting, the close of 2023, longing for home, belonging. We come to collectively more into who we're supposed to be. This past couple of years have been a really hard shake on the global snow globe. But by December, I feel like we are on a pretty good footing collectively to where we need to be. And not a moment too soon. Light workers are being called forward. This thing coming to light, ultimately it is a positive thing, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be really hard. And we're needing all hands on deck to balance the energies of it. Ultimately, it comes together for good, and that's great, but we're going to need to all be in this together to weather that and to maintain all the balance that we've worked so hard on in the new year in 2023. Well, that's about it. Like I said, Spirit's guiding me to do another reading having to do with specific topics. So I'm going to pull some thoughts in on that and come at you soon with another reading on specific topics such as technology, royal family, social media, many things. So watch for that. All right. Well, Happy New Year. Happy 2023. I can't believe we're here already. And see you soon. Bye.